the next synthesis we are going to look at is synthesis of alkyne. Okay, so talk about alkyne. So already we know what alkyne is, right? We know what alkyne is. So how can we synthesize alkyne? The number one method, or one of the methods we can use to synthesize, and this particular method is possible to synthesize a specific alkyne, like ethyne, for example. Let's be specific now. Let's say we want to synthesize the first member of the alkyne, which is the ethyne, or you can call it acetylene, right? So to synthesize ethyne from petroleum, what we normally do is, first of all, we have to decompose the limestone, okay, or calcium triazoxide carbonate 4. Decompose it to calcium oxide plus carbon 4 oxide, right? So this leaves, so this calcium oxide, you further react it with coke, okay, to give you calcium carbide plus CO2 plus carbon monoxide. So when you balance the equation, I think you put this is 3, yeah, so you put 3 here. So this reaction takes place at a very high temperature, let's say about 2000 degrees C at high temperature. So you have this, then is it balanced? Yes. So oxygen is balanced. So the next thing now is to react this calcium carbide, hydrolyze it. Hydrolyze means react with what? Water. So when you react with water, you are going to have ethyne, the first member, plus calcium hydroxide. Okay? Plus calcium hydroxide. So you have something like this. So if it's not balanced, you can balance the equation. If it's not balanced, I think it's balanced. One calcium. I have 2 oxygen. I have only 1 oxygen here, so I have to put 2 here. Okay, so balance the 2. So I have 4 hydrogen that is here. So this is for its balance. So this is ethyne. So we can synthesize ethyne through this process. Okay, through this process we can get ethyne. So this is one of the simplest methods we can use to get an ethyne. Okay, so this is just specific to ethyne. Okay, so there are other further reactions I will not mention here. Synthesis here. You can thermal cracking of methane. Thermal cracking of methane will also give you ethyne. Undergoing methane under thermal cracking at high temperature and high pressure, you can also get ethyne. But I will not talk about that here. It's very easy. You can also look at it in your material. You see it there. So the one I will discuss is going to involve germinal and vicinal dihalides. Okay, so germinal, we can get alkyne from germinal and vicinal dihalide. Okay, so how can we get it from this reaction? From germinal and vicinal dihalide, when you dehydrohalogenate them, you are going to get an alkyne. Okay, first of all, I hope you know that something like this, having X here, and other things. So this one represents germinal, right? I've told you this already. Why something like this represents vicinal, right? This one represents germinal. This one represents vicinal dihalide. Okay, so why is it dihalide? Because it has 2 halogens, but they are in the same carbon. Why this is in what? Adjacent carbon. So when you dehydrohalogenate these things twice, you are going to get an alkyne. So what I mean is this. Let's say we have if you have a germinal, the reagent we use, for this reaction, most times we use potassium hydroxide followed by sodium amide. Okay, so followed by this. So let's say, so these 2 reagents will initiate dehydrohalogenation. So for example, let's say we have this. Undergoing KOH and sodium amide. You have this. So this reagent to bring about removal of 2 moles of HBr. Okay? So what you do is to eliminate this, and put your double bond and triple bond. Okay? If you eliminate this one, you put a bond. If you eliminate this one, you put a bond. So I'm going to have CH3, C triple bond C, CH3. So the hydrohalogenation twice for this compound will give you 2 ion. Okay? So the same thing will be done if it's a vicinal. If it's a vicinal dihalide, the same thing. Eliminate this, eliminate the hydrogen, eliminate this, eliminate the hydrogen. So when you eliminate, you include your double bond here. So that's how you do it. So the same thing. So this is another method you can use to synthesize an alkyne in the lab or wherever in the industry or wherever you want to do. So this reaction is also a possible reaction that takes place. So these are the 2 major reactions I want to talk about in today's video regarding synthesis of alkyne.